How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Justthenobodys podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today, we're doing a podcast.
I saw this article by the Cosmopolitan, and they talk about all the theories about Leonardo DiCaprio movies, the Titanic, The Great Gatsby, and Inception. So the first one, right?
Yeah.
In the Titanic, Jack dies, right? Everybody sees him sink in the water. But what if I told you he didn't die?
Oh, here we go. Let's
Right?
hear this one.
Okay, so how does the Inception start?
Well, if I remember, he wakes up on the beach. Oh my
He
gosh,
wakes
he wakes
up
up
on
on
the
the beach.
beach,
He's
right?
in the water.
So there's a theory that he washed up on shore, right? And it's just another dream of Cobb, right?
Right.
He's always in the dreams, right?
Because really in Inception, you could dream and they could put you in anywhere you want.
Exactly.
Any place and time too.
Exactly. So you know how Jack was they were trying to frame him for stealing, right? The stealing the heart of the ocean.
Right.
So what if he actually did steal jewelry from the ship? So there's a theory that he stole the jewelry and he didn't actually die when he sank. There was a lifeboat that actually came and saved him after they saved Rose.
What?
But when he got to the mainland, he ended up selling all the jewelry, right? And he became this super rich guy named Jay Gatsby.
Whoa, wait a second. That kind of makes sense.
But see, Jay Gatsby, right, in the movie The Great Gatsby, he never wants to talk about his past. Whenever someone asks him, he says, I don't want to talk about it.
Could very well be Jack from Titanic.
Jack
Could be
to Jay.
Jay Gatsby.
Right?
Doesn't like pools because he's scared he's going to drown.
Exactly. There was totally room on that door for him to climb on that.
Oh, I know.
There's
That's a whole other thing. It's almost like he didn't want to because he knew he wanted to be Jay Gatsby.
Exactly.
Wow.
Or he knew he was going to wake up in a new dream.
Oh, that's true, too.
I think it's like a 10-year time jump from the Titanic.
And he looks about 10 years. I mean,
No, he does look 10 years older,
I know in The Great Gatsby, I think they CGI'd his age down to be a little younger.
but it would make sense still.
I feel like, you know who's done a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio theories? Shane
Who?
Dawson.
Oh my gosh.
And did you hear about Shane Dawson's?
The
He's back.
big return.
He's back. I didn't follow it well enough to know all the details, but I know he got canceled multiple times. The one thing that I will acknowledge is that he's really smart with his theories. With that being said, 3 days ago, he came back and he released that first video of his 3-part series. And they're going to go to this one haunted place. A lot of people that have been killed there or have gone missing.
What?
They're going to go to this place at night. They already shot it. Obviously, he's alive still.
Right.
But I would be so scared to go in there without having any production crew to go in the day before. We staked out the area.
Right.
Everything's safe. I just don't know how he goes in and just does it.
We should go do that.
Oh my gosh.
Comment down below if you want us to go do that.
If this video gets us a lot of likes, we'll go do it.
We should totally do that.
I know we should. So Daniel and his buddies go to these scary movies, right? And they sit right in the middle of the theater. So you got people in front of you, got a lot of people behind you, and they wait. So they have they go buy a bunch of popcorn, right? They have the trays, the trays where you put your drink in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you pour the popcorn in the tray.
Mm-hmm.
So right when a jump scare is about to happen, Daniel and his friends go whoosh, and they get just pretend like they get scared, and they chuck the popcorn on everybody.
Do not learn from me. Don't do as I do. Do as I say.
And then when I asked you, I was like, "How long have you been doing it for?" You're like, "I've been doing it for years."
I just think it's funny, but what are they gonna say? Why'd you do that? I got scared. Sorry.
So back to Shane Dawson. So since he just came back, I thought we'd do one of his theories. A couple years ago, he did this theory about the Denver airport. Have you heard of the Denver airport theory?
Okay, so I've heard stuff about the Denver airport, but I don't know what exactly is up with it.
Okay, so basically, there's a lot of theories about how the Denver airport is actually the Illuminati or the elites place where they can hide underground if a world disaster happens or something crazy happens.
What?
Okay. I didn't believe it at first until I heard all the evidence that people have found.
Okay.
So basically what happened was they had a set date. They renovated the Denver airport and they said, okay, by this date, we're going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, all of a sudden, it went 16 months over the due date.
What?
Yeah. It went $2 billion over the budget.
$2 billion?
It is actually the most expensive airport obviously in the country, but it's really up there in price. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the theory is that underground, there's these tunnels that's actually made for the elite and the Illuminati, their bunker. If we were going to be under a nuclear attack, they would all assemble there, go underground and be safe. Because, hear this out. So one of the guys that worked at the airport as the construction worker said that last minute, they decided to build 5 buildings that are multi-story buildings underground, underneath the airport.
What?
And that's why it took 16 months over their due date.
Wait. They built buildings Underground?
Why would you need 5 buildings underground unless you're storing something down there? So what's scary to me is, though, United Airlines actually did a video about the Denver airport, and they're like, have you heard all these conspiracy theories about the Denver airport? And they're trying to like make a joke about it.
Oh my
But
gosh.
if it's not, okay, that just makes you look more guilty.
Right.
It makes it look like it's real, and you're just trying to like make it like a joke so everyone thinks like that people that talk about it are crazy, right? They did like a little skit at the Denver airport, right?
No, they did.
There's a gargoyle, right? You know what gargoyle is,
Yeah.
right? But it talks.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
that's
here,
just messed
yeah.
up.
So he said, so like someone walks by, he goes like, "Welcome to the Illuminati airport. I mean Denver airport."
Okay. See, they're definitely trying to do the thing.
But yeah, they're trying to hide it in plain sight and make
Yeah.
us all think like, oh, it's such a joke. It's like not real.
It makes total sense, right? If we're under nuclear warfare, it's like they have 5 hotels down there for them to live. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then there's another thing that's really scary. Is there's this blue haunted horse that's outside the Denver airport. You've probably seen
Oh,
pictures.
I've seen that.
But
Yeah.
the eyes at night, it glows red. Okay.
What?
So a lot of people are saying that maybe it's the fourth horseman. They say that he's haunted because the creator of the sculpture of the horse. This is gonna freak you out. So the creator of the sculpture of the horse, right, actually was killed by the horse.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta
After
be
he
kidding me.
finished creating the horse sculpture, the horse fell on him and killed him and punctured an artery.
You're joking.
No, I'm serious. He died.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Okay, the horse killed somebody, and they still put him out there for the public. There's a lot more evidence that you guys should all do on your own, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't want us to get like in trouble by,
Like killed.
Yeah. Well, if we do, you know who did it. It's so funny, like growing up, how we all watched Shane Dawson.
Yeah, see, like I started watching him probably in high school.
Yeah, I think everyone's at least seen one of his videos.
So you know how some commercials will put different little things in the commercial to make you think a certain way? It's kind of like how we talked about last week when fast food restaurants use certain colors to make you feel a certain way.
Right.
So commercials will put little objects in their commercials to make you feel a certain way. In one of the KFC commercials,
Yeah.
they were advertising like a KFC chicken sandwich.
Okay.
But if you look closely at the image, right, in the lettuce of the sandwich,
Yeah.
there's an animated like dollar bill.
What?
And it was like a subliminal message to make people think, I want to spend my money.
What?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, I know.
How would that make me want to go buy that sandwich? Because then when I eat the sandwich, there'll be money in my mouth.
Okay, KFC then got called out for it. Right? So they're like, why is it in the sandwich? Like, is there money in the sandwich? Like, that's false advertisement.
Yeah.
So then they said, oh no, it was like a surprise like challenge, right? The first 1,000 people to tell us they saw the dollar gets a prize.
Wait, so all these years passed and like no one got anything?
Nobody. Not one thing. They said the first 1,000 people to come forward and tell us they got the dollar, they see the dollar, will get a prize. They don't disclose what the prize is. They just say a prize.
We should go to KFC and like claim that we're like one of the first 1,000.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're just coming back. It's been 10 years. You never gave us anything.
It's not like a full dollar bill like in the lettuce. Like there's
Okay.
just like a little image, like a barely like a small like PNG of an image.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
What's so weird is like how people even saw that.
Right?
Like if it's so small.
Exactly. It's the smallest thing, but it was like made obvious enough. But if you pause it at the right time, it is so clear.
Subliminal messages, man.
So I saw Good Mythical Morning do this little segment where they talk
Ooh,
about
red and leak.
they talk about death row meals.
Oh, wow.
But not only did I think we should talk about it, I thought you should also eat it.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean eat it?
First, Andrew Chan and Mayurin Sukraman, sad to think about, but all they wanted was a bucket of KFC chicken.
Really?
Leia, bring it in. Bucket of KFC
Look
chicken.
at that. They brought me a bucket full of KFC. Okay, let's get some ASMR action here. Why don't you explain it? I'll eat it right now.
Okay, so they did get caught.
They got caught.
They were big drug smugglers. So, moving on from that case,
How many are we doing?
doing 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of food today.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, so up next, we have Dobie Gillis Williams. And this was one of the weirdest but best meals. Like a gallon full of ice cream and 12 chocolate bars. 12!
Wait, what?
Yep. Leia, bring in the chocolate.
Oh, my gosh. You guys are nuts. Here you go. I'll give you
Give
this.
you a little trade.
Okay, so we got the ice cream here. And we got 12 chocolate bars right here.
Okay, so Dobie, he was actually sentenced to death because of murder. And on his execution day, he was put down from lethal injection. Would you eat this for your last meal ever?
No. But I will enjoy it on behalf of, what's his name?
Dobie.
Dobie.
The case before this,
Mm-hmm.
on their execution day, they were actually executed by a firing squad.
This is going to give me diabetes. You better keep talking. So
Okay. So
move
last one. So James Edward Smith. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna have Leia bring this one in,
Okay.
and I'll start talking about it. All right, Leia, bring it in. Bring in the first plate.
What is that?
You'll see.
Is this like crunched up Oreos?
So what this is, it's actually dirt.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Here. Take it back.
Well, no, you have to eat it.
I'm not going to eat this.
So he requested his last meal to be a pile of dirt. Literally, that's all he wanted. He said, "Give me a pile of dirt for my last meal."
Dude, this guy's a psychopath.
Right? But the police denied it. They came to a settlement. They said, "We'll give you a cup of yogurt."
How does he go from dirt to yogurt? All right.
James Edward Smith was also convicted of murder. He was executed by lethal injection too, though.
Good. He wanted dirt.
That's crazy, though. Can you imagine?
Hmm.
I wonder if he would have actually ate it.
Probably so.
Well, okay, what would your last meal be?
So I would probably get like a lot of something because then it could prolong my life.
You're saying you would get a lot to waste more time, to extend the time you're living, up to your execution.
Right.
Oh. But what would you want?
Probably like some kind of steak, some pizza. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I could get used to eating this food. So a long time ago, I did a video on YouTube with my friend Greg. One day, my friend Michael, his mom made dog treats, put it in a bag, and we go golfing. And I'm like, "Hey, Greg, you want a cookie?" He's like, "No, I don't want a cookie." And I'm like, "Come on, my mom made them. My mom made them just for us for golf today." And he's like, "I'm not hungry though." I'm like, "Do you really want to be offensive to my mom?"
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, "Okay, you're right." So he eats one. And he's like, he's chewing on it, right? And I'm like, "How was it?" He goes, "It was good."
No way.
Yeah. And then he goes, and I'm like, "What do you have to say to my mom?" And he goes, "Thank you, mama. Thank you, mama."
Wait, did you ever tell him?
Yeah, I told him.
Oh.
And he's like, "Yeah, I knew something was wrong with it." I'm like, then why eat it? For everyone who doesn't know what Whose Side Are You On is, it's a thing we do every week where we get a story off of Reddit. They then ask for people's opinions, like, are they right in this situation or their friend right? They basically are venting about a situation with like a family member, like a friend.
Or like a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Right, and they want to see whose side is right. Make sure you comment below whose side are you on. Leia, come on down.
All right, so whose side are you on? The title is I think my best friend is my soulmate, but I'm married to someone else.
That's a juicy one. That's a juicy one.
I, 23 female, have been with my husband, 22 male, for coming up on 5 years. We've been married for 1. My best friend, 23 male, and I briefly dated our freshman year of high school for 5 months.
That's already a red flag. That's already your wife's best friend is her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
True.
That ain't your friend. That's your ex-friend, ex-boyfriend.
All right, hold on.
Sorry.
It wasn't serious, and I broke it off with him because I was scared of losing him as a friend.
That's what they all say.
He has been around for coming up on 10 years. He and his mother, his parents are divorced, are part of our family and are always around. He has been there for me through all of my heartbreaks, the death of grandfather, everything. My husband and I have always had a very tumultuous relationship. He never liked my best friend and has only recently been coming around to being civil with him.
Oh.
Can I say one thing? Of course that best friend's going to be around when she needs like emotional support.
That's
like,
what guys do, man. I'm telling you. That's what guys do.
What's that quote?
They'll stick around for 15, 20 years to be their best friend, then just slip it in,
What's that quote you say?
What?
What's that quote you say?
Just because there's a goalie, that doesn't mean you can't score.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But what's funny is how the husband says, like, I don't like your friend.
True.
And she's like, why?
Why not?
Well, maybe because you...
Yeah, maybe because there's something there. Ooh, that would make me mad.
So there have been holidays that my husband has not joined my family because my best friend would be there.
Wait, this guy's going to family events?
Yep. He was not invited to our wedding. My husband over the years has been unfaithful and abusive pretty consistently. I know everyone is going to say, duh, leave him, but it's so much easier said than done.
No. No. She talking about unfaithful. She's the one out
And
there.
abusive.
Wait. So
She's the one. She's the one.
Hold on. Okay. A few months ago, I told my husband that I wanted a divorce, but he refused to listen to me. I started having an affair with my coworker who was going through a very similar situation. At the end of the day, I broke things off with my coworker and decided I would try my best to work it out with my husband for the sake of our marriage. We don't have kids, but we have a dog and a cat. We also recently bought a house. The house is in my name, but he did have to sign the closing paperwork because it's the law in my state. Things were better for a while, but have recently started getting very bad again. Just this week, we've had multiple awful fights. I'm not sure if this relationship is fixable or for me, and I've been doing a lot of thinking. I ultimately feel like I'm meant to be with my best friend, but I feel trapped in my current situation. Questions for clarification are welcome, as well as advice. You may begin.
Oh my gosh. This is a good story.
Wait. She goes, so she's having issues, right, with her husband.
Yeah.
She has an affair with her coworker,
Yeah.
right? And then now she's saying that she doesn't know if she should be with her best friend.
It
She
seems
wants
like
to be
it
with her
seems
best
like it's a battle between the coworker and the best friend now.
Yeah, I think the husband's kind of like,
Out of the
Yeah,
Wait,
he's out of
but
there.
she said that the husband has cheated on her and abuses her.
Yeah.
well,
And-
you attract what you are.
But she also said that she tried to get a divorce. She's tried,
But he said no.
but he said no.
Oh, you know what? I think, well, obviously, it's tough.
Right? But it's
I don't agree with men being abusive though, so
yeah.
he
Yeah.
automatically loses by
Yeah.
default.
But see, who was unfaithful first?
Yeah, but if he's abusive, that doesn't.
Yeah, that
He really screwed up on that part.
Okay, I'm already picking the best friend and girl side and the wife, the best friend and the wife to be together.
But why don't we just pretend like he wasn't abusive, and we judge them equally?
Well, then hands down, like, why
The
would...
girl is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the wrong one.
But also too, say if like Leia came up to you, right? And she said, I think we should get a divorce. You would obviously sit down and talk with her like, "Oh, what's been going on? Like if like there's must be some problems."
Yeah, you wouldn't just say
If-
no.
Yeah, you wouldn't just not listen.
Lays the
But
bet.
see, it's also the husband's fault for not wanting to listen to her. It already seems like they don't trust each other. Like
No.
from the beginning, like he obviously didn't trust her with her best friend from the beginning.
But rightfully so, because that's her ex-boyfriend, and
And her best that's weird.
But, like, the communication is bad because, you should, like, there are boundaries and all
she
that
should just
stuff
told him,
that...
I like my.
But see, it's
you know how many guys
it
right
could-
now are like, yeah, I'm gonna send this to my girlfriend. Why she can't have guy friends? And all the girls right now would be like, screw those guys. Telling us.
yeah, that's probably gonna happen. But see, it could go totally both ways. It could totally go both ways.
Right. I'm all for
If-
girls
if
having
you-
guy
sorry.
friends. I'm all for girls having guy friends. But if you dated them in the past, you probably should just cut that tie, because
Yeah.
you cannot ever like let go of those feelings. I think
Yeah.
when you're around them for too long.
Because the history.
It's unrealistic if you break up with someone and then you're like, we could be friends. Like you'll never just be friends. I think it would have to be like there'd have to be like a big time jump for me to be like, oh, like yeah, like I could be like friends with an ex. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It wouldn't be like right after like a relationship and then all throughout my life like we're just constantly best friends.
No, I agree with you, but I feel like that's a very controversial thing because a lot of people that I know have
Mhm.
said otherwise, that you can be friends still with your exes.
But it's
Which
just
I
kind of
think's
weird how
interesting.
whenever she was struggling, right, she said she would go to her best friend.
Yeah.
And I think that emotional relationships are more dangerous than physical relationships.
Mm.
Because a one night stand, right, you probably just move on the next day. You
it's
don't
just
care.
a physical connection.
Right. But when you go to someone for emotional support always, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because it's very dangerous because you're attached to them. Right? Physical, you could just cut it off by not like, okay, moving on. But when you have an emotional attachment, that's dangerous.
That makes sense.
Because it's your heart.
Right. But also too, the best friend, knowing how some guys think, they're always gonna just jump on something when a girl needs emotional support. You know what I mean? Especially if they've had history.
Yeah.
They want to be the one.
Right. If he wants to get her back too.
True.
He knows, like, I'm going to do everything that the husband's not doing.
Yeah.
And that will, in turn, make the girl like, why am I happier with this guy than when I'm with my husband? Because he ain't fixing certain things. Right?
Exactly.
I wish we got the perspective of the best friend.
Oh, I know.
What would he say?
He's probably fine. The abuse thing totally just makes that side lose, I feel.
Yeah.
Because that, come on.
Especially, too, if she's trying to reach out to get a divorce with him.
Yeah.
Like, she should have the right to divorce him.
Yeah.
Like, he has no say over that, right?
Right.
Yeah, he can't take that away from
Right.
her.
It's like, as much as he loves her, if she wants a divorce with him, it's like, okay. Like, she's not his property. So,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so totally best friend and wife
best
side.
friend and wife. I don't agree with the fact that she's cheating on her husband, but he's cheating too. Both of them are wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm on her side.
Yeah.
Go best.
Go best friend.
All right.
Yay.
That was a really good story.
That one was juicy.
So talking about crazy relationships,
Mhm.
I don't know if that's an appropriate segue, but have you heard about the Gabby Petito case?
Oh yeah.
So like
I don't know too much about it,
yeah.
but yeah.
So I tried to I'll catch everybody up to speed on the Gabby Petito case. So as we know, Gabby Petito is an influencer, and her husband is an influencer too. And but basically, this is how it went down. So basically, July 2nd they got engaged,
Okay.
and then July 2nd, 2021, they started on this road trip, right? And this road trip went from, let's see, so they bought a Ford Transit van, and they traveled from New York to Kansas to Colorado, then to Utah. So on August 12th, this is when everything went wrong.
Okay.
So the police got a call for disorderly conduct, right? And they found the van, and apparently what happened was that Brian Laundrie and got the boyfriend or the husband of Gabby, they got in a fight.
Oh no.
And someone saw like him abusing her.
What?
So the cops separated them. So basically what happened was the cops said, Brian, we're going to take you to a hotel. You're going to stay there for the night. And Gabby, here's the keys to your van. You could continue to live here. But for now, we feel like it's best to separate you guys so you have some space.
Okay. Wow. I find that hard to believe that they just separated them. They didn't take Gabby to any protection.
Brian was trying to seem like, oh, I'm a good guy. I'm the victim here too.
Oh.
On August 25th, Gabby posted her last Instagram photo.
Okay.
Right? It's very strange, though. Usually when she posts the picture on Instagram, they found that her captions are usually very long, right? Where she gives kind of an update on her life and stuff. But for some reason, that her last Instagram post was saying just Happy Halloween. And they thought it was kind of weird.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. I don't know why you would say that in
Yeah.
August. But so then on August 27th, someone found a Ford Transit van that just looked like Gabby's on the side of the road, kind of abandoned. And they weren't sure if it was hers or not.
Okay.
But then a couple days later, a couple found a guy hitchhiking right on the street, and it ended up being Brian Laundrie.
What?
And he's hitchhiking, right? So they gave him a ride.
Uh-huh.
So now this is where the situation is. I'm sorry if I butchered any of the information up, but that's kind of what I understood how things went. So basically now, sadly, Gabby, they found her body, and she might have been killed. But the thing that's so weird now too is that the boyfriend, Brian Laundrie or whatever, they haven't been able to find him.
What?
But now this is gonna sound really crazy, okay? So everyone's been outside his house, trying to get information from his parents, his sister. Everybody's been. It's a huge case. Everybody wants to know what happened. They have to have justice for Gabby, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
And so what's so weird though is someone got footage from above the Brian Laundrie's house.
Okay.
And in the parents' backyard, there's these pretty big size garden flower beds.
Mm-hmm.
And there's I don't know if this is true, but I saw the video from my own eyes. The mom looks like she's reaching into the flower bed, right? Handing off something and then you see a hand come from the garden.
No.
And it's almost like that you could lift the flower bed up and there's a thing underneath, a basement or something where he could be living.
Stop. No way.
Yeah, if you look at the video, you can kind of see a hand come up. I'm not saying it's his hand, but right when they noticed they were being filmed, they kind of just both like looked back and they're like, oh, and they just start walking away.
Are you, dude? I'm getting goosebumps again.
I know, it's sad. I hate like that we're even talking about it, but I just hope that we can help bring justice to Gabby from this. I don't know if this will help, but I think it's good for everybody to be informed on what's going on.
Gosh, dude.
And if that's true,
Uh-huh.
that's disgusting because right now, Brian Landry's dad is helping with the investigation with the police. Like, he's on the trails.
No.
He's on the trails, like, trying to help the police, like, with them, trying
Uh-huh.
to find his son. But if you're in on it,
You would
you're
just
gonna
steer everyone away.
right.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know. But that's what's going on. What day is this filmed on? This is filmed on October 10th.
October 10th.
So, if this is probably going to come out on Friday. So, from now until then, if something happens, I mean, hopefully they find Brian and justice can be served and there could be a fair trial and everything could be figured out.
That's really scary.
Dude, it's disgusting.
Oh my. That kind of just like threw me off so much.
Something else, like
Let's-
something
let's-
lighter.
How about back to Shane Dawson? How about he had this theory, right, about watch commercials. So if you look at any watch advertisement, whether it be in magazines, like a YouTube ad or anything like that,
Uh-huh.
the watch face will always read the time 10:10.
Wait, what?
Because when you look at it, right, the watch hands, if they're at 10:10, they look like a happy face, right?
Oh my
so,
gosh.
So they do that to make the person feel happy. Because if it was the other way, right, it would look like a sad face.
Wow. I
Or
never
any
even
other
noticed
wa-
that.
Yeah. So when they see the watch, they feel happy because it reminds them of a happy face.
Oh my gosh.
Another subliminal message, right? 10:10. And if you look at it and you put like a happy face on it, it matches.
Wow. How weird.
Right? Isn't that kind of weird?
Gosh, it's genius marketing though. I guess I would rather buy a happy watch than a sad watch.
Right? But it makes total sense. Even when like people are modeling watches,
Uh-huh.
it reads 10:10.
Wow.
What another crazy theory is?
Yeah.
It's not Shane Dawson. I saw this. I forgot who I saw this from, but I saw it on a YouTube video. It's about The Walking Dead,
I think I know what you're talking about. You're
Or
talking
also-
about like, The Walking Dead and
Breaking Bad.
oh yeah.
I think the Loop did this too. I think they're another channel. That Walking Dead and Breaking Bad are in the same universe. Well, season 2, episode 2, you see Daryl Dixon, right, going through like a clear like Ziploc bag of like medication and stuff,
uh-huh.
and he says it's like his brother Merle. It's his brother Merle's like secret stash,
Yeah.
and it's like medication. But at the bottom, right, you see the
medicine,
the good stuff.
the medicine from
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
But it's like the same exact thing.
And what's weird too is like Breaking Bad and Walking Dead, they're on the same network.
But the creator of Walking Dead, he actually said he put that there on purpose.
Wow.
And he said it's directly linked to Breaking Bad.
Could you imagine Jesse Pinkman and Walter White out there?
Right, but there's a theory that they made another drug later on, and that's what started the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, how weird.
But it makes sense, right? Because they're like these total geniuses,
Drug
right?
dealers.
I don't know. Because you know how like there's that thing like a while ago, like, what was it? Rock salt? People would like
Bath salts?
bath salts.
Yeah.
Bath salts.
Yeah.
That would like make people like turn into zombies.
Is it really? They make them turn into zombies?
Well, that's what they defined it as.
I know it's a dangerous drug though.
Yeah. So there's that theory that they made a new one, but they completely messed up and ruined the whole world.
Dang, that's crazy. Man, I feel so full from all that food.
Oh.
I don't feel very good. But on that note, I'm going to go to sleep. But thank you guys so much for all your support and watching us. We just really appreciate it. And as you guys know, like last week we talked about, we're glad to be a part of this family. We're so thankful. Comment what you want us to do next, and we'll research it and try to find it and put it into the next podcast.
Yep. We love you guys, and we'll see you on TikTok tomorrow.
You're one of a kind. Smile more. That's not ours. That's
Robin
not
Atwood.
Robin Atwood. Love you guys. See you next week. Oh, no. We'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok.
On the TikTok.
And thank you guys for watching. See ya.
See ya.